Getting some new tires for the skid steer today.
These things are heavy.
Don't need a jack for a skid steer. Okay, go down a little bit. We got a different type of tire this time. Thought they were bi-directional, but they're actually a little bit different. They're supposed to rotate this way, so I guess we gotta take this one back off. One thing with running a skid steer for feeding, the way it pivots on the dry concrete, we really wear through tires. Turning on here and out in the bunker silo. Unless it's a rainy day, we're taking rubber off every time. So we're trying a different brand this time. These are called Forerunner. We were using the Camzo tires before, which we liked them pretty good. They seem to wear out pretty quickly. We did like how they cleaned out when we ran through the mud. They were easy to wash out and they kind of cleaned out on their own pretty well. So I'm interested to see how these do with that. These seem to have a bit more rubber to them. Maybe they'll wear out a little bit slower. But Dad's gonna pick me up. We're gonna go out to the freestall and do something now. Lately, I've been trying to think of some ways we could help keep our cows cool here with the summer heat. In our freestall barn, we had these sprinklers that used to run at the headlocks, which they used to run on a timer. We didn't really like that because it used so much water up. It really gets their backs wet, helps them stay cool. But then we got a different cooling system. There's little misters in front of the fans that use less water. We like them pretty good. One thing nice with them is they can run over the beds too, because it doesn't make the beds wet. It's not near as much water. Like right now they're running, it's just a little mist. A couple of the groups still have these sprinklers, they're not being used. I was thinking we could cut a section of this out and install it in the milking parlor. And I thought, what if 3 times a day when the cows come over, we could soak them good. Just help cool their bodies down coming out of the parlor. These nozzles let out a whole lot of water, big droplets of water. It's designed to really soak their back. The reason they wasted water out here is because they'd run even when there was no cows or just very few cows across here. Water would just fall on the floor. But in the parlor, all that water would be falling on their cows' backs, so I don't think it'd be a waste. Watch your back here. We're cutting off a 30+ foot section here. That'll be the length of the parlor. We took this whole section out. We'll be able to rig up one side of the parlor, see how that works, and then I'll have more for the other side. Just set them here for now. It's the next day here. We got another crazy hot one today. Gonna be pushing 90 degrees, really humid. I'd really like to get this sprinkler set up so we could try it this afternoon during milking. I'm just gonna take this one 30-footer to take it over and clean up the nozzles. These nozzles are set up 6 feet apart, so I'm gonna let them as is, try it this way. If we want a little bit more water, we could always cut these pipes a little bit. Doesn't look like there's a lot of dirt inside the pipe. That's good. I just took all the nozzles apart. They have a little filter on here. The nozzles all look to be in good shape. I gotta get a plug on the end so that I can actually try them out. So I'm gonna lay it up into place now. Just gonna put it up in those pipes right above the butt pan right here. And then it'll spray water out over the cows that way. Okay, I got it laid into place. That fits pretty nicely. So this channel here at the back of the cow, we call it butt pan. Their hind end kind of swings in here. This protects you in the parlor somewhat from getting messy. With this style of parlor, it's not perfect because the cows aren't really pushed back against it. a lot of the manure ends up falling down, splashing on the ground. But at least if anything kind of shoots back, it protects you from that. So it has a built-in wash separate line just for this pan right here. Coming around here, there's a valve in the Parlor. So this is designed, you can turn on if it would be getting built up too much there, I guess. Normally just at the end of the milking when we're washing down, we'll just take that hose and rinse the butt pans out. Figure we could probably sacrifice it for the sprinklers up here. And this actually works out good. I already did this once, but just turn this up that way and we got water right there. So I need to connect this PVC pipe to this metal pipe here. I have to go to the plumbing store and get some sort of adapter. These are both 1-inch lines, so you'd think you could find something pretty easily to connect that. I figured out what I'm gonna do here. Rather than just connecting them straight, I'm gonna put a flexible hose in between. Now I'm going to put a plug on this end. I got it tilted up now a little bit more. Zip tied it to the pipes there. It's a nice amount of water. I don't know how long we'll have to let it run. We want to make sure to really soak the cows good. So they're getting the milkers attached. I'm going to fire it up in a second. Good, except the first cow wasn't really getting it. I need to nozzle a little bit farther up this way. So I let it run for 3 to 5 minutes there. Soaked them pretty good. We'd be better off with a few more nozzles, I would say, just to really soak these cows in the middle. They're not getting quite as wet. I know you want to make sure you actually soak them. If you just get them a little bit wet, it can actually almost insulate them and they'll even get hotter. So I want to make sure we're not doing that. It's the next morning here. So we ran this yesterday in the afternoon. I like the way it soaked the cows, although the sprinklers definitely need to be closer together. Right now they're about 6 or 7 feet apart. I'm thinking they need to be closer to 4 feet to be effective. I have more of these pipes. I'm just gonna cut off the sprinkler pieces and connect them. Put a couple more in here and space them out closer. I need to go get a couple PVC connectors and then we can set these up. I moved this first nozzle back this way a bit, shorten that hose, cut some out of that section. I got 3 more nozzles I can add. That'll give me 8 total. So I can space them 46 inches apart the whole way down through. Oh yeah, I like that a lot more. Just getting every cow soaked. Yeah, I think they're gonna like that. I got the ceiling fan blowing air on them. That's gonna feel good after that water's on their back. Now I have the milkers just turning that valve on for 3 to 5 minutes after the milkers are on the cows. It'd be kind of nice to have a button we could hit with a timer on it so it would just run for a little bit. You don't have to worry about shutting it off. But at this point, I don't have anything for that. You can see this is one of the cows that was on that side that got soaked. Got to be feeling better now, a little more comfortable. Up eating. The cows will only be getting hit with the water 3 times a day, but Every time they come in the parlor here, they're kind of pushed into a smaller space, closer together. We can soak them good and they come back refreshed from the parlor rather than overheating and trying to recover. I think that could be a big deal. These cows here were all soaked in there. Now they're ready to head back to their pen, feeling comfortable. They'll go up and eat or lay down and they're probably feeling a lot better. I like the idea just because it didn't cost us much money at all. We already had those sprinklers. Just had to modify them a little bit. Anything we can do to help reduce the heat stress. This week here it's been 90 degrees and humid, and nighttime temps are 70 degrees or higher. It's not good. I'm working at feeding the cows now. So this week with the hot, humid weather, feed intakes are starting to drop. We're milking just over 170 cows. I'm only mixing for 164 this afternoon. I don't want to give them way more than they need because we're gonna have to clean it all up in the morning anyway. The silage in the bunk is pretty stable. Up on top here when it gets hot, it seems to be harder to keep it perfectly fresh. But we want the forage to stay cool. If it's heating, that's a bad sign. Stuff feels pretty good. We always feed our cows twice a day. Just do one batch morning and evening for everything. And this is where we really get an advantage to that. That feed, if it's sitting there for 24 hours, it's not gonna be as tasty in this hot weather. Tomorrow they're calling for thunderstorms, should cool off a little bit. Really looking forward to that. When the weather's this warm, we try to not leave any extra silage piled here. This afternoon it worked out really well, no pile at all. The silage shaver helps seal up that face there, allows less oxygen penetrate back into the face. But if you have a bunch of loose feed on the ground, that's going to be all filled with oxygen and can start to heat up. That's gonna be it for this video. It's a little bit of a rough week here with this weather. Kind of interesting with those Smacks Tech boluses and all of our cows, kind of watching the body temperatures. We had a whole lot more fevers this week. Cows are just stressed out. Taking some time trying to figure that system out, how we can help these cows a little bit. We did have one this week that had gone down for a couple days and now she's up again. It's her right there eating. She was due to dry in 10 days when she went off feed. I'm not sure what happened. She doesn't have mastitis. She's doing a lot better now. I have her in the pre-fresh pen, so she'll be a dry cow. We're not gonna have to keep milking her until she has another calf, as long as the calf's okay. It's really good to see her up eating again. It does make my week a whole lot better seeing that cow bright-eyed there, up eating on her own. Actually, that cow right beside her, 863, she was out in pen 3, was throwing fever alerts and low rumination this week. Have her in the special needs. I treated her with a couple things, trying to help her out a little bit. She seems to be doing okay, but the heat stress is just not helping these cows. Yep, so appreciate you guys watching this video. I don't know if you noticed the pace of the video slowed down a little bit this summer. Had a lot going on. I actually had my third child 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago now. We had a girl, so that's been keeping me busy. Got moved into the new house, a lot of stuff going on, but definitely gonna keep making YouTube videos, just maybe not quite as many as I used to. All right, appreciate you guys watching.